So good morning student, today our topic is rectum and anal canal. Rectum and anal canal are the lowest part of gastrointestinal tract. As you already know, this is the male pelvis, this is the anterior part, this is pubic symphysis and this is sacral bone. So this is male pelvis, anteriorly we have here urinary bladder and posteriorly we have rectum. Below the rectum we have anal canal. This is male pelvis. First of all we discuss rectum. Rectum is the distal part of large gut. It is the distal part of large gut. As you can see here, this is the rectum. It lies in the posterior part of pelvic cavity or lesser pelvis. It is placed between sigmoid colon above and anal canal below. It is placed between sigmoid colon above and anal canal below, in front of lower three pieces of sacrum and coccyx. In front of lower three pieces of sacrum and coccyx. So this rectum is about 12 centimeter long. Upper part of rectum has diameter similar or same as the sigmoid colon, but the lower part of rectum is dilated to form rectal ampulla. Lower part of rectum is dilated to form rectal ampulla. So now coming to the curves of rectum. Rectum means straight, but in humans rectum is not straight. It is straight in lower animals. Rectum in humans has two types of curves. It has antero-posterior curves and lateral curves. We have two antero-posterior curves. First is sacral flexure. First curve is sacral flexure. This sacral flexure of rectum follows the concavity of sacrum. It follows the concavity of sacrum. So this is sacral flexure. Other is the perineal flexure. This is perineal flexure. It is the backward bend of rectum at anorectal junction. It is the backward bend of rectum at the anorectal junction. This point here is anorectal junction. So these are the antero-posterior curve. Lateral curve we will discuss later. Now extent of rectum. Rectum extends from the recto-sigmoid junction up to the anorectal junction. Recto-sigmoid junction is marked by the lower end of sigmoid mesocolon, whereas it is continue as a anal canal at anorectal junction. Anorectal junction lies 2 to 3 centimeter in front of tip of coccyx. Here somewhere is tip of coccyx and little below. So this anorectal junction lies 2 to 3 centimeter anterior and little below the tip of coccyx. So this is anorectal junction. In males, this anorectal junction corresponds to the apex of prostate gland. It corresponds to the level of apex of prostate gland. So this is anorectal junction. This was the recto-sigmoid junction. It is about 12 centimeter long. Upper part of rectum has a similar diameter as that of sigmoid colon, but the lower part is dilated to form rectal ampulla. Now coming to the relations of rectum. First of all, peritoneal relations. Upper 1/3 of rectum, the upper 1/3 part of rectum is covered with peritoneum in front and on sides. In front and on both sides. Middle 1/3 of rectum is covered with peritoneum only in front. It is covered with peritoneum only in front. But the lower 1/3 of rectum is dilated to form rectal ampulla and it is devoid of peritoneum. it is devoid of peritoneum. It lies below the rectovesical pouch in males and rectouterine pouch in females. This is all about the peritoneal relations of rectum. Now coming to the visceral relations. So first of all, anterior visceral relations. So in males, upper two-third of rectum is related to the rectovesical pouch with loops of intestine and sigmoid colon, whereas the lower one-third of rectum is related to the base of urinary bladder along with terminal parts of ureters. Also we have seminal vesicle, vas deferens and prostate gland. So these are the anterior relations of rectum in males. In case of females, so this is female pelvis, anterior part pubis symphysis, posterior part sacrum. We have urinary bladder, uterus and rectum. This part is the rectum. So the anterior relations of rectum in female pelvis, upper two-third of rectum in females, it is related to the rectouterine pouch. This structure here, this fold of peritoneum here is rectouterine pouch. This is rectouterine pouch. The upper two-third of rectum is related to the rectouterine pouch or pouch of Douglas with coils of intestine and sigmoid colon. This rectouterine pouch separates the rectum from uterus and upper part of vagina. It separates the rectum from uterus and upper part of vagina. Now coming to the lower one-third part of rectum. The lower one-third part of rectum is related to the lower part of vagina. It is related to the lower part of vagina. So these are the anterior relations of rectum in male and female pelvis. Now posterior relations of rectum. Posterior relations of rectum are same in male and female. First of all, rectum is related posteriorly with lower three pieces of sacrum, sacrum and coccyx. Lower three pieces of sacrum and coccyx. Also, it is related to the some other structure which are not visible here. Rectum is also related to the three muscles which are coccygeus, levator ani and piriformis. It is also related to some vessels which are median sacral vessels and superior rectal vessels, and also with sympathetic chain. So these structures are not visible here. The structure only visible are low three pieces of sacrum and coccyx. So these were the posterior relations of rectum. So this is specimen of rectum and anal canal. So this is the superior aspect, this is the inferior aspect. This is the rectum part, this is the anal canal, small part, anal canal. So as you can see, this is the anterior, this is the posterior aspect. So as you can see the direction of rectum. So rectum is directed downward and backward, as you can see here. Then it runs vertically downwards and finally downwards and forwards. It has two antero-posterior curves. This is the sacral flexure. It follows the concavity of sacrum, and here at the level of anorectal junction, this is anorectal junction here. This is perineal flexure. This bend here, this backward bend here, this is the backward bend. This is here anorectal junction. This bend is called perineal flexure. This is called perineal flexure. Also, this rectum has lateral curves also. It has three lateral curves. First is the upper, as you can see here, this is the upper lateral curve. It is convex to the right side. Second, which is the most prominent, this middle curve, this is the middle lateral curve. It is convex to the left side. It is convex to the left side. And the lower lateral curve, it is convex to the right side. So we have three lateral curve: upper convex to the right side, middle, which is most prominent, it is convex to the left side, and the lower, which is convex to the right side. So these are three lateral curves. Now coming to the anal canal. Anal canal is the terminal part of gastrointestinal tract. It is directed downward and backward. It is directed downward and backwards. It extends from the anorectal junction to anus. It extends from the anorectal junctions to anus. So it is about 3.8 centimeter in length. Now the anorectal junction, it is about 2 to 3 centimeter anterior and just little below to the tip of coccyx. It corresponds to the level of apex of prostate gland in case of males. Now anus is the surface opening of anal canal, which lies about 4 centimeter below and anterior to the tip of coccyx in the cleft between two buttocks. So this is the anus. Now coming to the relations of anal canal. So in both sexes, male and females, anteriorly anal canal is related to the perineal body. It is related to the perineal body. In case of males, it is anteriorly related to the membranous urethra and the bulb of penis. It is related to the membranous urethra and bulb of penis. But in case of females, anal canal is related to the lower end of vagina. It is related to the lower end of vagina. What are the posterior relations of anal canal? Posteriorly, anal canal is related to the anococcygeal ligament. Anococcygeal ligament and the tip of coccyx. Also, lateral relations. Laterally, the anal canal is related to the two ischioanal fossae, right and left ischioanal fossae, and all around anal canal is covered by sphincter muscles. It is covered by sphincter muscles, the tone of which keeps the anal canal closed. So these were the relations of anal canal. Now coming to the interior of anal canal. So anal canal is divided into three parts. It is divided into three parts: upper, middle and lower part. Upper part of anal canal is called mucosal part or the mucus part. Middle one is known as transitional zone or pecten. The lower small part is known as cutaneous part. First of all, upper or mucus part. It is about 1.5 centimeter long. This part is covered by mucous membrane and is endodermal in origin. This region of anal canal is endodermal in origin. In this region, mucosa shows 6 to 10 vertical or longitudinal ridges. In this region, mucosa shows 6 to 10 longitudinal ridges. These longitudinal ridges of mucosa are called anal column. These are called anal column of Morgagni. See the lower end of these anal columns, they are joined by, lower end of these anal columns are joined by transverse folds of mucosa, these are called anal valves. These are called anal valves. As you can see here, these are transverse folds joining the anal columns. These are called anal valves. Just above the anal valves, there is a depression in the mucosa. This depression is called anal sinus. This depression is called anus sinus. These are anal sinuses. This is anal valve. This is anal sinus. These are anal columns of Morgagni. So this upper part of anal canal is called mucous part. It has anal column of Morgagni, anal valves and anal sinus. So now these anal valves together form a transverse line. So these anal valves together forms a transverse line. This line is called pectinate line or dentate line. This marks the junction between ectodermal part and endodermal part. So this is all about the first part. Now coming to the second part, this area here is called transitional zone or pecten. It is also covered by mucous membrane, but the anal column of Morgagni are absent here. There are no longitudinal ridges of mucosa here. This area appears bluish because of a dense venous plexus underneath the mucosa of this region. Now the lower limit of this pecten area appears whitish and is called white line of Hilton. Appears whitish and called white line of Hilton. This white line of Hilton lies at the level of lower border of internal anal sphincter. So this was the pecten or the middle part. Coming to the lower part, which is called cutaneous part of anal canal, it is about 0.8 centimeter long. Pecten part was also 1.5 centimeter long. Now the cutaneous part is 0.8 centimeter long. This small region of anal canal is covered by true skin. It is covered by or lined by true skin. So this is all about the anal canal. Three regions. Upper part, which is also known as mucous part, which is 1.5 centimeter long. Middle part is also called transitional zone or pecten. It is also about 1.5 centimeter long. And the lower small part, which is 0.8 centimeter long, is called cutaneous part of anal canal. So this is all about the rectum and anal canal. Thank you so much.